China and Russia's sinister plan to crush the West. Get ready to witness the explosive aftermath of China's bold move against the Western powers. It's a shot heard round the world. China just declared war on interference from Western countries in their relationship with Russia regarding the Ukraine conflict. So what does this all mean? Is China trying to help settle the dispute between Russia and Ukraine? Or are they playing a clever game of politics to gain an advantage in the international arena? Welcome back to our channel, folks, and get ready for a wild ride. In today's video, we're going to explore the latest developments in the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine, and how China's recent actions are causing a stir among the US and Western leaders. So sit tight and keep your eyes glued to the screen. What's really getting the West riled up is the Chinese ambassador to Russia, Zhang Hanhui's bold claim that they have no right to tell China what to do and cannot hold it responsible for the situation in Ukraine, and that they won't tolerate any interference in their relationship with Russia over the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. This is sure to make the US and Western countries uneasy, as they've long considered themselves as the leading peacemakers for the conflict. The world is holding its breath as tensions continue to escalate between the US and China in regards to the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. The Chinese ambassador to Russia is calling for peace and negotiations, but the US is not convinced that China is doing enough to encourage Russia to end the conflict. With the G7 foreign ministers already pointing fingers at Russia for spreading misinformation, it seems like things are heating up. At the White House press room, National Security Council spokesman John Kirby issued a stern warning to China, urging them to push Russia to withdraw its troops from Ukraine and stop bombing innocent civilians. While Kirby tried to reassure the public that the U.S. doesn't believe China will provide dangerous weapons to Russia, they certainly can't be seen as a neutral party in the conflict. With tensions already high, it remains to be seen what the next move will be from both sides. China's latest move in the Ukraine conflict has caught everyone off guard. The Chinese ambassador Zhang Hanhui has just dropped a bombshell in an interview with the Russian newspaper Izvestia, stating that China has not created nor provided weapons to any party involved in the Ukraine conflict. This development has caused a lot of embarrassment for the US and Western countries, who had been urging China to push Russia to withdraw its troops from Ukraine and stop bombing cities, hospitals, and schools. It's a clash of superpowers, and China's latest statement has sent shockwaves around the world. The tension between China and the West continues to escalate as the Chinese ambassador to Russia, Zhang, stated that China is not responsible for the crisis. However, many people remain skeptical about China's true intentions. The recent news report that Chinese companies have allegedly sent 1,000 guns, drone parts, and armor to Russia last month has raised suspicions about China's role in the conflict. The fact that one of those companies is linked to the Chinese government has only fueled these suspicions. The allegations of Chinese involvement in the conflict have further complicated the situation, with some experts suggesting that China's actions could be motivated by a desire to undermine the West's influence in the region and expand its own. This could have serious implications for the future of international relations and the balance of power in the world. The situation is undoubtedly complex, and it remains to be seen how it will unfold. Things are heating up even more as French President Emmanuel Macron and Ursula von der Leyen from the European Commission visited China to discuss the situation. While Macron took a softer approach, asking Chinese President Xi Jinping to talk to Russia, von der Leyen didn't hold back and condemned the idea of China giving weapons to Moscow, which would break international laws and damage the EU-China relationship. But Xi doesn't seem to be too concerned about the consequences, as he reiterated Beijing's stance on the Ukraine war, which is similar to Russia's. Instead, he urged for peace talks to resume, while considering the security concerns of all parties involved, as stated in the UN Charter. So, what's really going on here? Is China playing a dangerous game of politics or genuinely trying to help with the conflict? We've got the inside scoop on what China's latest move means for the rest of the world. The diplomatic tension between Russia and the G7 countries has reached a boiling point as the G7 foreign ministers prepare to release a statement accusing Russia of spreading false information about the conflict in Ukraine. The statement is expected to highlight the importance of access to accurate information and call out Russia for using misinformation to gain support for its actions in Ukraine. The draft statement obtained by Japanese television has sparked intense debate and anticipation as experts speculate on how Russia will respond. The stakes are high for leaders gathered in Japan to discuss the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. With tensions running high, the international community is hoping for a strong statement that reaffirms their commitment to maintaining anti-Russia sanctions and calls for an end to arms supplies to Moscow. But the stakes are even higher now that China has entered the conversation with a 12-point peace plan proposal. While the Chinese proposal contains some of its usual diplomatic talking points, such as supporting the UN Charter and respecting state borders, it also takes a strong stance against unfair sanctions and U.S.-led military partnerships. By putting forth this protocol, China hopes to show that it is a reliable and responsible global leader. The China-Russia-Ukraine conflict just got more complicated. The West says the latest proposal doesn't offer a concrete solution. It lacks strong language to drive meaningful action and overlooks key issues like territorial disputes and Ukraine's safety. As the international community continues to grapple with the complexities of the conflict, it remains to be seen whether China's peace plan proposal will be able to make a meaningful contribution to resolving the crisis. It's no secret that China has been playing its cards close to its chest when it comes to the war in Ukraine. But don't be fooled. This is all part of China's strategic plan. Experts suggest that China's ambiguous stance on territorial issues reflects the country's complicated concerns, particularly regarding territorial integrity. China sees itself as the defender of its borders and prioritizes this over the right to self-determination. With separatist movements simmering in some of its own regions, China is extra cautious about its stance on Ukraine. Moreover, China and Russia share a border and have a mutually beneficial economic relationship. Russia is a vital supplier of commodities and advanced weapons to China, such as fighter jets and missiles. It's no wonder that China is keen on preventing a pro-Western government from taking over in Ukraine, as this could jeopardize Putin's hold on power and affect China's strategic interests. The situation in Ukraine is complex and ongoing. While China's peace plan has received mixed reactions, it's clear that they are trying to position themselves as a global leader and peacemaker. But will their efforts to mediate the conflict between Russia and Ukraine be successful? Only time will tell. We would love to hear your thoughts on this topic, so please share your opinions and insights in the comments section below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on world events.